boys and girls, welcome back. Peter and I are excited that you're here with us again this morning. So this story might almost sound like a repeat, but boys and girls, it's actually happened more than once in the Bible, and the Bible records it for us. We're going to start in 1 Samuel chapter 19, picking up in verse 9. It says, "And the evil spirit from the Lord was upon Saul, and he sat in his house with his javelin in his hand. And David played with his hands." So we've got David playing on the harp, playing beautiful music. Saul sitting there with his javelin, and that evil spirit comes on him. And he's getting angry, and he's getting angry, and he takes that javelin and he throws it. Did he hit him? We don't know. We better find out. I mean, David surely can't die now. Verse number 10, "And Saul sought to smite David even to the wall with the javelin, but he slipped away out of Saul's presence. And he smote the javelin into the wall, and David fled and escaped that night." Phew, David got away. David escaped. We see again how God is protecting David. He escapes by night. Well, Saul's angry. Okay, we know by now Saul has tried to kill David multiple times. He promises he's not. He's still trying to kill David. Saul's angry. So he sends messengers, which would be like spies. He says, "I want you to go to his house, and I want you to hide there. And in the morning, when he gets up, I want you to kill him." So Michal, who is the wife of David, Saul's daughter, hears this. She's like, "Wait, what? They want to kill David?" So she comes up with this plan. She's like, "David, you've got to sneak out and you've got to get away, because if you're still here in the morning, they're going to kill you." So she lets David out of a window. He climbs out of a window. He climbs down, and the spies are waiting all night. Well, during the night, while the spies are hiding and waiting and David has fled, Michal's busy. She's not just waiting around. Verse number 11. Tells us that Saul sent messengers. Verse number 12 tells us how David escaped and fled. Verse number 13, "And Michal took an image and laid it in the bed and put a pillow of goat's hair for his bolster and covered it with a cloth." So she basically makes it look like David is sleeping in the bed. She did her best with a goat's hair pillow and an image to make it look like David's there asleep in the bed. And then the morning comes and the messengers come in, and Michal actually tells them, "Oh, David's sick. You can't bother him. David's sick. You can't go in there and disturb him." So the messengers go back to King Saul, and they're like, "Well, David's sick. King Saul wants David killed. Do you think he really cares that David's sick?" No. He says, "All right, then go get him and the bed and bring it here to me." He's like, "This is not going to happen." So he sends the messengers back. But boys and girls, what are they going to find when they go to get that bed? They're not going to find David, are they? Because David has run away. David's fled. So they get back there. Verse number 15, "And Saul sent the messengers again to see David, saying, 'Bring him up to me in the bed, that I may slay him.' Verse 16, "And when the messengers were come in, behold, there was an image in the bed, with a pillow of goat's hair for his bolster." Verse number 17, "And Saul said unto Michal, 'Why hast thou deceived me so, and sent away mine enemy, that he has escaped?' And Michal answered Saul, 'He said unto me, Let me go. Why should I kill thee?'" Boys and girls, Michal, the wife, has protected David. And Saul comes and he's like, "Why did you let him get away?" Well, boys and girls, Saul's doing what's wrong. Okay, Michal should not help Saul do what is wrong. David he escapes, and the Bible tells us he goes to Samuel. Can you remember, kind of scratch our heads here a second, Samuel? Who's Samuel? Samuel's the one who anointed David to be king. He's not king yet, but he is the one who works for God, the prophet who had anointed David as king. So David goes and he finds refuge there. Boys and girls, this is like the third part, or the third story, where we find Saul trying to kill David, and yet David gets away again. Is that by accident, boys and girls? No, of course not. That's not by accident. God is taking care of David. God has a special plan and a special purpose, and we get to read about it in his word, the special plan and purpose that God has for David. Yet again, his life has been spared. It's in danger, and God protects him. We mentioned it last week, boys and girls, but we see it over and over and over again. Boys and girls, salvation, again, is a one-time decision. We need to trust God once for salvation. God promises once saved, always saved. We can't lose our salvation. But actively trusting him takes place day by day. Boys and girls, sometimes that's moment by moment. Something comes up and we get flustered. We need to realize God is still in control. God didn't lose control the first time Saul threw the javelin, and God didn't lose control the second time either. God is still in control, just like he was protecting David. God watches over you and me, boys and girls. I hope this week that you will remember to trust God in all that you do.